The day we decided to get Wendy, Dan was at work and he messaged me out of the blue a picture of some puppies his friend's dogs had had.
A friend of mine had some puppies. I saw a picture of the litter and I took it down and I basically sort of like sent it to Alex saying, pick one. Jokingly, because I was sort of seeing what she'd really sort of do, really. Left it at that because she did say, no, we can't, or something like that. So I was at work when I sent it, and yeah, I just left it at that. And then I think he was within like 2 or 3 hours. It was, I can't remember what the message was, but it was something like, oh, well, maybe, or something
and
like.
He said, pick one. And I was like, there's no way we can do this. There's no way we can have a puppy. I don't know what to do. But after some thought, I was like, do you know what? Yeah, let's go for it.
So we decided to have her eventually after that day. It just seemed to make sense, really, because, you know, we were progressing as a couple. And it was sort of like the next sort of step, really. And it was good, because I know that dogs can be therapeutic. And that, because I've had a dog, and it was really, you know, good for that sort of emotional support.
People always say that having pets is good for your mental health, and I thought that a dog could benefit both of us, as well as benefiting the dog, you know, giving it a home. I work from home, so I knew that I'd have a lot of time for the puppy. I'd be there for her every day to fulfil her needs and keep her entertained, so I thought, yeah, we can make this work.
As well. And then when dog day came, we drove all the way to Hull in the morning, went to my friends for a bit. There was this tiny little fluffy madam who was ruling the roost for a pup. It was really funny. Then we brought her home. As soon as she left my friend's front door, she was shaking and she was scared, you could tell. And Alex had her on her knee, and I think we'd only just sort of left the boundaries of Hull, and she was sick, copious amounts of biscuits all over. But it was, you know, luckily we brought some puppy pads as well.
So obviously we drove to the city to collect Wendy, and I felt really guilty taking her away from her parents and her siblings, and she cried and she was sick in the car, and it was an 1.5-hour journey, which is a long time for a dog. And she was only a baby, but when we got her home, she was just sleepy and exhausted from all the anxiety, and we had a little play and just helped her settle in as best we could, really.
Kids came down, they didn't know I'd had a dog planned. They didn't know I was bringing a dog. They came in, dog was under the couch. I whistled, she slowly crept out of under the couch, and they both sort of gasped in awe, and one of them was like, no way, no way.
Dan's kids stay with us half the time, so I was really excited for Wendy to meet the kids. They're wonderful girls, and she was so excited to meet them.
Yeah, Wendy's met a fair few people so far already, and it's only been a month. She's met my parents, some of Alex's friends. She's not standoffish with anybody. She's quite happy to have a fuss from anybody.
I love when people come over to spend time with me and Wendy, because it's a break for me, because she's all over them, and she gets a lot of joy out of meeting people. So everything about my daily routine has changed, and a lot has changed for Dan. He's still able to go to work, obviously, but I get up every morning and take her out straight away. She's not fully vaccinated yet though, so we just go around the car park.
Night times have been a challenge. She doesn't like being in a crate at all. We've tried various different forms. We tried it on the bottom of our stairs, on the first floor. We've tried bringing the crate into our bedroom. That was no success either. She just does not like being in a crate. We discovered that when we were going out, she'd be fine in the kitchen for a couple of hours, and then we tried putting her in there for a night, and it's been successful. But we get up in the middle of the night with her about 3 a.m, take her outside to the garden, to go to the loo.
She likes a lot of playtime, and she always likes to be entertained, but she's never happy when Dan leaves the house. She likes it when we're together, so I try and distract her with play, which always works. She likes treats, so I'm trying to train her, both of us are. So throughout the day I'll try and do the things that I need to do to get on with the day, but I'll also meet all of her needs and spend time playing with her and letting her nap. I can get on with work as best I can, but I need to exhaust Wendy first.
So changing the routines of two autistic people, it's been very trying. It's been a new experience.
Bedtime with Wendy's been a nightmare, as I'm sure it is for any puppy. We started off with her little crate in our bedroom, and we'd lie by the side of the crate and try and comfort her, but she would cry all night.
It's changed Alex's routine more than mine. We've both had changes, but hers is has taken a bit more of a hit, in the sense that she's used to going out throughout the week periodically, and she's not been able to while I've been at work. We know that it's only a period of adjustment, and then we'll all get into our routines again. But it's been quite difficult. We know in the long term it's definitely going to be worth it, and it's not. It'll get to a point where it won't feel like a sacrifice or anything like that. It's just a change to how we have to be to bring in a new family member. So
Wendy's usually totally chilled out and played out by the time that Dan gets home, but as soon as she hears him come through the door, she's all over him, happy, playful, full of beans. But being in all the time has really taken its toll on me, and I've had a lot of weepy days, some quite despairing days, but I know that I'm putting the work in now, we both are, and it'll all be worth it in the end. For me, being autistic means that I'm really stuck in my routines. My weeks follow the same pattern generally, and that's good for me. So everything having changed with Wendy has been a big adjustment period. I don't like change really, but it is really beneficial in this instance because we get to raise this wonderful puppy into hopefully a happy and well-behaved dog.
Because obviously I've got experience with raising dogs, very much more recently than Alex had, because her last dog was from her childhood. Changes to the routine and the changes to our lives, it's caused arguments, and it's caused like bad feelings. Nothing that push it past the point of no return, obviously, because we're awesome. But it's been an experience just to trying to get that sort of to that point where we're communicating thoroughly about it now. Because to me, a lot of the stuff that I know about how a dog should be in the household, their place in the household, I just thought it was common knowledge, and it very much isn't. A lot of people don't.
We have had some fallouts about Wendy training and bedtime and stuff. I tend to be soft and I do baby her a bit, which I know isn't helpful.
So having Wendy has brought a lot of positive changes since having her. It's like having a little child. You get to see this lovely little thing go from just a basic animal to developing these mannerisms and these characteristics and these ways of how they show you their affection and how they develop mentally. You get to see somebody's their own sort of personal journey right unfold in front of you, which is always a pleasure to see. And she's grown on us very quickly, and she's a lovely little madam.
With my ADHD, I generally find that on the days where I take my medication, I'm able to focus and get things done. Now that focus that I get from the medication has shifted to keeping Wendy entertained, so it's not always easy to drag it back to where I need it. I actually think that Wendy, and maybe puppies in general, are a little ADHD as well. They have such short attention spans, and it's always finding new ways to keep them entertained and new treats because she gets bored of ones quickly. Obviously our relationship's changed having had Wendy, so we don't really get us time until we go to bed at 9, which is when she goes to bed. Part of both of our autisms is that we like physical contact, so lots of cuddling and together time and being silly, and while Wendy needs a lot of attention, that is a little bit on hold. And emotionally, obviously, that's really hard because I need that physical reassurance, and I know Dan does too. But as she grows up and she stops chewing absolutely everything and we can trust her to just chill on an evening, it'll be a lot easier. We've only just started leaving her alone for really, really short periods, and so we don't really have date nights or date time at the moment because she just can't be left alone for very long at all. But we are practicing leaving her alone. We can put her in the kitchen, remove all shoes from the floor, obviously. She can't get into any cupboards, she can't go anywhere, there's puppy pads everywhere, food and water. And she seems fine with that for short periods, so hopefully over time we can build that up and we can start going to the pub again or out for something to eat, whatever we would do on a date night. I'm the one that's with her every single daytime, so I need to keep up the training, and Dan can keep that up when he's at home. Wendy has added a totally new dimension to our lives. She's full of play and energy. She's like my little shadow. She's everywhere that I go. She always wants to come along. She mastered the stairs really quickly, which is great because I can carry things and not have to carry her as well. I get so much joy out of being with Wendy. She makes me laugh a lot. She's really clumsy, which is so funny. And she loves play. And I've named all her toys. She doesn't know this.
So yeah, the plans for Wendy, it's not really plans, it's just, it'd be nice to see, because plans never really follow through when you're working around a life, you know. I mean, they've got plans of their own without them knowing it and stuff. I'd like to see her, you know, understand and grow, and, you know, learn the basic sort of commands and work, you know, and understandings of things that help her, just to keep her safe on things like walks and you know, outside on the road, near the roadside and stuff like that. She's still a little bit skittish around cars and buses, which is a bit strange. Well, it's not strange, but it's a bit challenging because we live on a main road pretty much. But it would be nice to see, you know, I'd hope that she'll be, you know, happy and settled. And I just want her to be happy and content, really. And it'll be, you know, it'd be nice if we could be able to take her away places as well for days or overnight somewhere as well. Like we've got a plan to go away next year for a couple of weeks. So by the time we pick her up, by the time we go, she'll be over a year old by then. So I hope, and I'd like to see if we can maybe take her overnight somewhere for a few nights, you know, some time, just to build up to that, so it's not so much of a shock when we do go away somewhere for that length of time. But I just plan for her to be as happy as she can be, and as healthy as possible. Really, you know, we did a lot of pre-planning with certain things like pets insurances and a pet club at the vets and stuff. So we've done the basic autistic research on things what are needed as well. So yeah.
In the near future, obviously, when she's had her second set of vaccinations, she can go on proper walks, and I'm really looking forward to that. I just hope that she grows up to be a happy, healthy dog. I can't wait to take her new places with me. At the moment, she'll come to you if you've got a treat and you can get her to sit down. We're just trying to get her to give you her paw. But I'm hoping that we can teach her lots of things and that she can be a well-trained dog. In this relationship, me and Dan are so lucky to be so aligned, not only with the ADHD and autism diagnoses that affect us both differently, but also in a lot of similar ways, but generally our senses of humour, the way we see the world, and just things that we like and want to do together. So I think we're really lucky, and now we've got this little bundle of energy with us as well that's just bringing a lot into our lives.
So the plans that I'd like to happen between me and Alex, it's been a while since we've actually made a video like this as well, so there's been a lot of growth in our relationship since we last did one of these as well. The beginning was very much, this is lovely, amazing. Now it's still that level of lovely and amazing, but now it's got more substance behind it as well. That being said, I'd love, you know, what we have to continue to grow like that with our little addition to the family as well. A family now. It is a family now. I just want, you know, we'll be able to, as she grows, she'll be less, you know, dependent on us if we need to go for a date night and catch up and stuff. If we want, if you know, if we want to go anywhere, obviously it'd be great to go places where we can all go together as well and explore things and stuff. But you know, just like with any sort of family, you do need that couple time as well. So the plan is to find that really lovely, perfect balance between what me and Alex have and what all three of us will have together as well.
So I feel really good about the future.